time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited. They're going to ask me, so I'm going to tell y'all, I'm excited about today's episode. You know, I'm going to switch some things up. But before we get into that, I got my bros with me, Tomo and Dave. What's good, fellas?
I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 2006. Hey.
Came out the cut with that.
I thought you all like Gucci Mane in 2006.
Oh, no, you ain't have to do that, man.
Okay. All I got to say is I'm strapped in.
Well, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So look, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video with somebody that y'all know personally so you can come on and watch live with us. All right. Use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting down. So before I turn it over to Dave about the IG chats, all right, we're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to let y'all know now so y'all can prepare yourselves. You feel me? You know, we have a lot of debates in the chat that Dave's going to go over. And we actually going to bring some of the conversations we have on the chat onto the show today. All right. So we're going to open the floor. Anybody that want to come on and join us in the conversation, hey, just let us know. All right. You got to be in the chat, obviously. Just shoot a DM to one of us. We'll send the link and you can hop right in. All right. So Dave, talk about those IG chats.
All right. So like Joe said, we spark debates in all the chats, but mainly the Refuse to Lose chat. So we have an NFL chat, NBA chat, baseball chat, boxing, college basketball, and college football. Just to give you a little insight on some of the news that we give on that, let me go to the baseball chat. Because we actually had a signing today from the Houston Astros. They actually extended Christian Javier on a 5-year deal for $64 million. And we actually have details on the deal. So he is a $3 million bonus for this year, 2023. Next year, his contract is $7 million, then $10 million after that, then $21 million the next 2 years after that. So even he's not 30 years old yet, and he has this deal. So he's still going to be able to hit free agency at 30 years old. And this is for someone who hasn't even started a full season as a pitcher. So that's just some of the news that we put in these chats. And this was put out before ESPN and Bleacher Report. So we're giving you all of these news before they even put it out. Now, we talk about everything in those chats. We talk about, the GOAT debate in the NBA. We already know that's between Jordan and LeBron. We didn't have that. NFL, we talk about, greatest quarterbacks of all time, greatest defense of all time. We talk about that. College football, college basketball, we talk about the upcoming players from high school. We talk about the best players that we ever seen in college. And then boxing, we got the fights that's happening pretty soon. We had some guys that came on that talked about Errol Spence and them, and we want to see if that fight's even going to happen. So those are those chats. But let's talk about the Refuse to Lose chat. This chat is where anything goes. And you will see that when we talk about today with our first topic. Because most of these chats, I'm not sure how all these other chats go, but in this chat, we talk about, like I said, we talk about any and everything. We will come at you if you don't know what to talk about, because you got to come back with some facts. And the only way you get in this chat is if you come on the show. So today is a special request to get people to come on the show to talk about certain topics. If you want to get in on any of these chats, you got to let us know what chat you want to be in. So all the other ones you can get in freely without coming on the show. But the Refuse to Lose chat, you have to come on the show and let us know what you want to talk about. We will schedule when to come on, and then you'll have access to be in that chat. Now, when you get the preview, when we talk about the first topic, you'll see why we talk about this chat most of the time. Because when we say the chat, we're not talking about the other ones. We're talking about this one. This one right here is where all the topics usually come from. There you go.
Let's get it. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. So our first one we're going to talk about is something very simple. Super Bowl is this Sunday. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, 2 quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes been there, done that. Jalen Hurts, new guy on the scene as far as his success. All right, he having a great year. So there was a question proposed in the chat, and it was if Hurts by Dave. You know, I thought about it. Everybody agreed to this, but I want y'all to answer this question and also address something else. All right. So is Jalen Hurts, if he, after this 1 year, is he considered an elite quarterback, right? And also, that John let me join. And also, is he doing something that somebody said something about, it was Kevo. He said something about he's doing something that nobody's done,
Never seen before.
Nobody ever seen before. All right. So let's talk about that. Dave, kick us off.
All right. So I'm going to answer the first question since I'm the one that
Hold
asked.
on, quick. My bad. It just in. A failed physical exam of Gary Payton II has placed the Golden State Warriors, Detroit, Portland, and Atlanta 4-day trade in jeopardy. So it might not even go through because he failed it. All right. So Payton's core a muscle injury could sideline him for up to 3 months following a Warrior exam. So that trade might not never went through.
Oh,
hallelujah! Sounds not hallelujah of your injury, but
the fact that trade didn't go through.
Yeah, we know what you meant. We know what you meant.
People today, we lie. You feel me? We gotta explain.
Facts.
Go ahead, Dave.
So I'm the one to ask the question, and the reason why I asked this question is because someone who came on our show, who's in the chat, has said that. And no.
Putting the name on it.
No. It wasn't Cavill that called me. I'm going to say his name. I'm going to say his name. So he's come on the show before. He works for the ESPN in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. My God.
AJ has said in his voice memos plenty times before that Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. Now, I'm not sure what everyone else's criteria is when it comes to an elite quarterback. But if I remember correctly, and my co-hosts they'll let me know if I'm wrong on this. You have to do it more than 1 year to be considered an elite quarterback. Correct.
Correct.
When Mahomes did it for his first year, we didn't call him elite for that first year.
Well, he won MVP, but go ahead.
He did. Don't get me wrong.
But you're right.
He did. But it wasn't until the next year when he went to the Super Bowl and won that title when we said, okay, he's elite. He did it 2 years in a row, and he's been consistent since. He hasn't missed the AFC Championship game since he's been in the league, since he started. So that's one thing about him. Lamar Jackson has been consistent. He's been an MVP, and he's been in the playoffs just about every single year since he started. That's an elite quarterback. Now, one thing we can't do is call someone who has only been in the playoffs one time, like Justin Herbert. This is his first playoffs that he's been in since he's been in the league. I want someone to name me one quarterback that was considered elite because of one season. And he wasn't, and we all know what he did last year. He wasn't that good as he was this year. Now, I understand his team went 14-3 this year and they're in the Super Bowl, but Jalen Hurts is not an elite quarterback. It is way too soon for him to call him that. yes, he has had a really, really good season for someone who a lot of people didn't think that he belonged in this position right now because of what happened to them last year, because they got blown out by the Bucks last year in the playoffs. But they improved this year, and they have a great team around him. And that's not to discredit anything that he did. He's played very well this year, and he doesn't. The greatest thing about him is that he does not turn the ball over. That's one of the biggest things that he's done this year. And yes, he almost threw for 4,000 yards this year, but he threw for 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's all he did this year. Now, that's not elite numbers, but it's really good for what he did. And like I said, they went 14-3, number one seed in the NFC, and the Super Bowl. Hey, hats off to you. You had a great season. You're a really good quarterback, but you're not elite yet. You got to do that consistently in order to be considered elite. Now, the second question, as far as him doing something that's never been done before, that's a lie.
Hold on, quick, David. We're gonna put a pause on this topic real quick. All right, we got our guest on. All right, hold on. And the Warriors have until Saturday to go through with the trade, or they have to forfeit the entire 14 trade. All right, so it's crazy. All right, let's bring my man Glenn in the building. What's good,
Hey,
man?
what's good?
What's up, man?
What's going on, Glenn?
Not too much, not too much. Just trying to get ready for Sunday. Get some spicy picks in.
Of course, right? My man, we on
Okay.
it. All right. So speaking of Sunday, Super Bowl is here. You know, I know you don't have a dog in the fight, but you are an NFL fan. So who are you rolling with? Because I'm gonna take a note. You know, you have a good percentage when it comes to your picks, right? So talk to us about it. Who you got, the Eagles or the Chiefs?
Well, I'm probably not gonna bet money line. Like the main thing I'm looking for is AJ Brown to go off against L'Jarius Sneed. Like I don't think they have really anybody that can like match up with him. Like 60 yards is definitely doable, but it's gonna depend on how much like passing we actually need to see. But like if I could take the Chiefs plus 11.5, which I can right now, that doesn't sound too bad.
Whoa, the Chiefs 11.5.
Yeah, plus 11.5 is minus 475.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right. So what would be your score though? Like your exact score?
Well, I'm trying to think. The Super Bowl's in Arizona, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Indoors.
Last time that featured like the legendary Steelers defense, like the Iron Curtain 2.0, and that was still like 27, like 33 or something. So high scoring game. I'm probably gonna tease the over as low as I can and take it.
All right. MVP?
Ooh, well, if it's gonna be the Chiefs, like it's gonna be Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce in the last Super Bowl definitely disappointed me, and I remember the Titans in Kansas City this year. They ended up winning that game, but he kind of gave up in at the red zone. Like, oh man, dude, if Travis Kelce caught that one touchdown, he just kind of fell down on third down. They went for a field goal. That was like 7K for me.
That's awesome.
Sounds
All
like
right,
you're
man.
not a Kelsey fan.
All right. Anything? All right, cool. All right, man. That's all you wanted, man. We want you to come on, give us your Super Bowl pick and everything. So we got Sunday, and I know you in the NFL chat. I know we'll be talking to you through the chat probably throughout the game and all that stuff. But yeah, man. Hopefully you hit something big on that day.
That's the plan. But all right, I'll let you guys get to it.
All right,
right,
man.
man.
Stay safe. All right. All right, go ahead, Dave.
So, thanks, Glenn, for coming on. So appreciate
Yeah,
you
sure.
for coming in with that insight. Now back to Kevin about him doing something that's never been done before. So before what you put in the comments, you didn't clarify that in your messages. So I'm going to go with what you said in the messages, sir. In the messages, you didn't say anything about him, about his arm talent and nothing like that. You didn't mention that in any of the voice memos. And anyone that saw it can verify that with me. I had time today. So I listened to every voicemail with that during that session. He didn't mention any of this. He didn't mention any of that. So what you're doing right now is capping because you didn't say that.
Hey, Kev, I don't know if you know, but anybody's open to come on
Yeah,
for
you can come on the show.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can come on the show, but this is not what you said in the chat.
all right, go ahead.
Now, and like I said before, this is not me discrediting anything he did. He has had a really great season this year. 30, like I said, 3,700 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. That is great. And what he did within the year is great. That is good. Now, if that was your argument, we can see where that means something. Where you said that, okay, you know, he didn't play good last year, and this hasn't been done before within a year span of someone playing that, you know, he pretty much got into the Super Bowl. Okay, I get you on that one. That's good, but that's not what you said in the chat. I'm just going off of what you said in the chat. Now, you were talking about him. You were talking about someone running for 1,000 yards and throwing over 3,000 yards. You're making it seem like that's never happened before. Lamar Jackson's MVP season, he threw for 3,000 yards and ran for 1,000. So that's cap. It's happened before. And if I remember correctly, Vic was the first one to run for 1,000 yards in the season. Now, I don't remember if he threw for 3,000 yards,
No,
but
he didn't.
But Vic was also a dynamic runner and passer. So what Jalen Hurts is doing is not something we've never seen before. As far as that,
Well, sorry, to jump in. Michael Vick, when he was a runner, he's more of a runner as a Falcon, and he don't have no 3,000 yard seasons as a Falcon. So he threw his first 3,000 yard season as an Eagle. He had games when he went off. Like I think he ran over 100 yards once as an Eagle, and probably like 80 here and there. But he barely threw over 3,000 yards. I don't think he ever threw for 3,500. I think what Hurts did this year was more than Michael Vick ever done. But we are in a more pass heavy league though. So and Michael Vick, he did have Deshaun Jackson though, and Macklin and McCoy. So he had an offense.
He had a good team around him, and just like Jalen Hurts has a good team around him. He has AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Miles Sanders. Those are 4 really good players.
Don't forget Boston Scott, and don't forget
Gainwell. Yeah, Gainwell is the MVP according to Kevin, right? He's going MVP.
And then you gotta bring up the Kelsey.
They have players around them. They have players around them, but that's not, like I said, that's not me taking.
Don't forget Hakuna Matata. I'm just saying, this is how the Eagles fans gonna tell you about it. They just get the naming people, but they ain't got nobody on their team though. Go ahead.
But like I said, this is not me discrediting anything that he's done. It's not me saying that Jalen Hurts is trash. It's not saying that he don't deserve to be where he is. Just as far as what you said in the chat, it's not true that he's doing something that's never been done before. That's all I gotta say about that.
Man, when he said that he's like never seen before, I was like, are we blind? Am I blind? I know SZA got that song, I Can't See I'm Blind, but what you mean never seen before? There was a whole Michael Vick experience. Like, you want to bring up numbers? See, that's the thing about the Refuse to Lose chat, fellas. Like, I'm gonna pull people back behind the curtain a little bit. Everyone brings up stats every now and then. Then you have some people that say stats. What was Mark's favorite line? I don't want to botch it, but there you go. I don't want to kill his quote. There you go. Stats kill opinions. So once you start like feeling like you're getting backed into a corner, then you start throwing out numbers like, yo, now you threw for 37,000 yards. I mean, 3,700,000 yards, whatever, 37,000 yards. I ain't eat today, so I'm rambling a little bit. But at the end of the day, though, that Michael Vick experience was something that, honestly, I would say we've never seen before. Like, we've seen running quarterbacks, but that was a whole experience. Like, it went from him rushing the ball to video games to shoes to commercials. Like, Kev, I see where you was going, but you kind of was walking the plank. But my beef's not with Kev. It's with AJ. Sir, are you trying to tell us, because, you know, everyone, not the AJ that was from Memphis, talking about AJ. There's 2 Eagle fans named AJ, you know what I'm saying? So we got to call him AJ 2K, and then we just got to talk about AJ from Philly. He made some shorts, right? And that's kind of what got me to thinking about this whole conversation, because he made a couple shorts, and one of the shorts was saying that Mahomes don't be shocked if Jalen Hurts has or outperforms Mahomes. Like I don't want to botch his quote, but I'm saying I'm paraphrasing.
It's basically what he
You know.
said, yeah.
And then as I kept listening to the things that he was saying about the game on Sunday, I was like, "Are you trying to say that Hurts is better than Mahomes, or are you just trying to say he's going to be better than Hurts? I mean, better than Mahomes on this Sunday?" Then I was like, you know what? I'll give it some time. You know, maybe we'll have this conversation one day on air. And then Dave brought up the conversation. He asked the question in the chat: are y'all trying to say that Jalen Hurts is elite after 1 year? And I didn't listen to all the voice memos. I will say that, but the consensus from what I'm getting here is that everyone was trying to say yes. Not everyone. A couple of the Eagles fans were trying to say yes because of what he did. Now, we're trying to give you all the leeway of saying that you're having what I will say is a spectacular season. This is like a Disney movie type thing. This is like Remember the Titans when they couldn't lose one game and they made it all the way to the big game, and then boom, they won it. However, I want to take some time to just like give them their credit a little bit. I mean, I don't think Jalen Hurts is elite. If he does it again next year, boom. Because we also, I remember me and Joe, you know, I give Joe his flowers all the time because of what he said. He came on here one show. It was literally the same week, everyone. He came on one show and said Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC East. Came back next day and said, you know what? I got to relax. I'm going to wait till next season. But as of now, it's looking like he's headed in that trajectory. And I couldn't even argue with that. Worm comes on here almost every chance he gets and kills Rain Dakota Prescott. You know what I mean? And he even says it. He's like, Jalen Hurts is having one heck of a year. Like, you can't fault the guy for what he's done. His defense has shown up when it's time. But also, one thing I want, Mark, you got to come on here because I'm going to steal your point. I'm going to let you know I'm stealing your point. That offense, man, it is a system. It is a system because if you look at the last two games, the two games that he wasn't out, technically, if you look at just the one game, the Dallas game in general, right? Gardner Minshew put up the same amount of numbers and points in that game that Jalen Hurts would have put up because of that defense being opportunistic. Most of the time, we said it all the way up until that Commanders game with the Eagles, is that they're opportunistic. If the other team turns the ball over and they don't turn the ball over, what's the end result? Eagles win by 2 or 3 touchdowns or maybe a field goal. The only game that was really close was I think the Eagles turned the ball over in that Colts game. I think they did. That was a close one.
In the Colts game, they did.
Yep. But other than that,
AJ Brown.
Hey, don't bring him up. That's a whole nother debate. I'm ready for that debate in all season. No Eagle fan said he was elite. I mean, it's y'all alluding to it though. You're alluding to it. That's the issue here. It's kind of like
AJ said it in the voice memos, Kev.
Yeah, I think when Dave asked the question, everybody said no.
Yeah,
but AJ wasn't knowing that time.
Okay, cool. So at the end of the day, the offense looks like it's a system. However, the one thing we cannot take away from Jalen Hurts this season is he's not turning the ball over. If your offense is not turning the ball over, you're scoring points, and your defense is taking the ball from the other team, that's like the perfect situation for any coach to be in, any player to be in. Like that's why Sirianni walking around here like he's the big guy on campus, because he just like, look, man, I don't got to do anything, and that's why he's getting a little bit of hate and salt from the other teams. Like what's his name? Something Love with the Giants, the safety, where he was like, Sirianni ain't really got a coach. The team just doing it itself, which I kind of thought was a slight, because at the end of the day, coaches do got to throw a flag every now and then, which I wish Shanahan would have threw that flag on that catch that wasn't a catch.
You're not the only one.
Then we probably would have had a different game. But at the end of the day, no, he's not elite this year. If he rinses and repeats and does it again next year, there's no debate. There's nothing to be said about it. However, Sunday, he will be able to add a little bit to his resume, because at the end of the day, sports is essentially that. What have you done for me lately? Like, we talk about the Jordan and LeBron debate, and we had this debate go on for years, but at the end of the day, Jordan could never play again, and LeBron is going to keep adding to his resume. However, the facts are the facts, the stats are the stats. And if Jordan could come back and probably score a couple more buckets, then maybe we'll have something to talk about. And right now, Hurts is adding to that. I would say he definitely worked his way into the top 10 of quarterbacks this year. He's definitely proven everyone wrong. that said he couldn't throw the ball or this offense wouldn't work around him, and a couple folks that said they needed to trade him. Or not all the negative stuff that people said about him going into this season, he's proven them wrong on that one. He's been throwing the ball. He hasn't been turning it over. The team's been winning. They lost the 2 games that he wasn't there, so you gotta say it is him a little bit, as far as leadership. When it was time, no matter if you say the schedule was easy, the road was easy, they won the games they were supposed to win.
Yeah.
And I guess you got to calm down when you say stuff like that. You can't say he's just a winner, because if that's the case, then everybody go back to last year and be like, well, why weren't they just winning if it's him?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
He adds to it.
See, all right, so basically, y'all said it all. I'm not gonna say a lot about that. And but he's not elite right now. He's on the trajectory to become elite. He's having a great season. I mean, he's not doing anything we haven't seen before, because he's not even elusive like the other runners. And I mean, it's not like he has a way better arm than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson never had a player like AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. So yes, but Jalen Hurts is he's showing signs that he will be great. All right. So if we come back and do this next year, and also another reason why I didn't say he's elite, because not only is 1 year, everything is perfect for the dude. I mean, the man got the best offensive line, top 2 defense, best rushing attack, 2 number 1 receivers, one of the best top 5 tight end according to Cav, top 3 or top 4 according to Cav. All right. So I mean,
you say top 5. I can agree with that.
Top 5 tight end. So everything is great around him. So, but hey, same team comes back, they got, and they run the table again next year, then yeah, you can put them in the elite category. But I want to. It's another topic I want to talk about, Tombo. I don't think you want to talk about this right now, though.
Let's go, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
Same dude, Kevin. Kevin, you sparked a lot of stuff in the chat. Kevin said that AI was better than Steph.
Oh man, I thought you was about to talk about Dak or something, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go.
We can talk about Dak if you want.
Nah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I know it's your favorite player. I mean,
I'm gonna preface this debate after you give the introduction. I'm gonna let everybody know. Go ahead.
Yeah. So,
this is a good
Twitter
Twitter
chat,
poll,
guys. Read in the chat, and then we were talking about Steph Curry, I believe, and then Kev said, "Nah, Steph Curry, I don't think he's that dude. He's like right behind Al Iverson." And then the chat went ballistic. Like, what? What do you mean behind? You saying he ain't better than Iverson? No shade on Iverson. We grew up loving Iverson, but Steph Curry is just better in my opinion. And then he said that he would not have led that team to the finals like Al Iverson did, and that's why I disagree. All right, and Tomo is a Cowboy fan. I mean, sorry, he's a Cowboy fan. He's an Iverson fan, so that's his favorite player, all that stuff. All right, so he might sound a little crazy as he started talking. All right, y'all, this is fair warning. But look,
you ain't have to tell him. I was gonna tell him. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can come in the comments, call me crazy. It don't matter. Newport News. Look, Iverson with Virginia's own Allen Iverson. Okay, I'll let you finish what you're saying, Joe. But I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna sound like Shannon Sharp when he be talking about LeBron. It's gonna get ugly in here.
Yeah, it's cool, but this not really for you, Tom. It's for like the world. All right, it's for the world. Steph Curry is better than Iverson. Iverson, I love you, man. You're a great player, awesome, but Steph Curry is better. People now, obviously, Steph Curry is not. Oh yeah, Blaze too. I see Kev. I can deal with Kev. Kev said himself, "I'm not a basketball dude." He said at the end of the chat, I'm more of a football dude. So I get him. Blaze, this is your sport, basketball. All right, cut the lights off.
Soon as he said it, look, Iverson not playing with y'all. Get y'all out of here.
So look, Blaze, man. I was very disappointed in Blaze, and for that comment, Blaze.
My guy, you in the doghouse.
All right, so Steph Curry could definitely lead that Sixers team to the finals. Now, here's the thing about that finals run, Tomo, and correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody was really impressed that he made it to the finals. we were impressed that he made it to the finals and beat the Lakers at first game. After he beat LA that first game, that's when he really got his respect, because that LA team went 12-0 in that playoffs until they ran into Allen Iverson, and he served them their first L in that playoff, even though they beat them the last 3 games. So that's why it gets overhyped. It's not the fact that he made it to the finals. It's the fact that he took a game off the Lakers. That was incredible. People talk about game 1 more than they talk about him making it to the finals. They didn't even win the series, but yet they talk about that game more than anything else. So Steph Curry against Indiana, well, Reggie Miller's your best player. People will say Jameer O'Neal was me and J-Mo had a conversation. I'm saying all J-Mo points. Jameer O'Neal, right? Jameer O'Neal was a quote-unquote second best player. No, he wasn't. He only averaged 9 points a game. The second best player was Jalen Rose. All right, you can put the numbers for me because I don't know about heart. It was Jalen Rose, right? Jalen Rose averaged, I think, around like 15. Same thing as Aaron McKee was averaging. And don't forget, Allen Iverson, like one thing that Kevin said in the chat, he said that Steph Curry has a perfect team around him. So we're not going to believe that Allen Iverson had a perfect team around him?
No.
Back then, right, especially if you're in the East, avoiding the Lakers, it wasn't a lot of high-power offenses in the East. So back then, you need your score, and it was really more focused on defense. Did y'all know that Allen Iverson had a defensive player of the year that year? All right. So Dikembe Mutombo was the defensive player of the year. They got all these defensive players around Allen Iverson, and all he was asked to do was score. That's the type of player he was. They put players around him that complimented him. He wasn't a great defender. He told people that. All he wanted to do was score the ball. And that team fit him. And who they go against? They go against Reggie Miller. Okay. Reggie Miller. I think Steph Curry would give Reggie Miller the business. If Reggie Miller is averaging 27 points back then, Steph Curry going to probably average 35. Just let you know. Because he's a better shooter, better ball handler, can create his own shot and everything. Also, the second round went against Vince Carter. Vince Carter's second best player was who? Who's the second best player? Probably. I think I'm not sure who they have. I forgot who they had. I think it was Davis. Probably Davis, big man. All right. And then against in the Eastern Conference Finals, you got Ray Allen, and then you had Glenn Robinson. Glenn Robinson averaged 19 that series, right? But I'm honestly not even mad at the points they made. I disagree. Yeah. I mean, see the difference what everybody was trying to make with the Iverson and Steph Curry comparison was Iverson is a dog. So Iverson had the personality to lead that team to the finals. But here's the thing. Steph Curry never been in a situation when he had a lead, like just straight scoring. So we can't just automatically say he can't do it. I think he could. I think Steph Curry is a great scorer. I think if you, like I said in the chat, if you put him on Houston and take out James Harden, Steph Curry would have the same numbers for real. He would average probably 10 assists a game, and he would probably, if Steve Nash can put up numbers like that, Steph Curry would go crazy. I think he would average like 32, 33 points a game, average a 10, 11 assists in a Dan Tony system, playing with the usage rate very high. So Steph Curry is a better ball player than Allen Iverson. And also another thing they said was that Steph Curry wouldn't probably survive the playoff because it was tough back then. That was the 2000s. That was not the 80s. I don't know why people try to hype it out like the 2000s was so much physical today basketball. Now, granted, today they got all these flagrants that would get you kicked out, all that stuff. But it was ticky-tack fouls back then. The 80s was really the rough route of the ball. And don't forget, Allen Iverson was 6 foot. He was much smaller than Steph Curry. So if Allen Iverson can make it through that, so can Steph Curry. So Allen Iverson's a tough dude, I get you. But Allen Iverson was a small dude playing against Shaq and stuff like that. So I'm going to say Steph Curry definitely would have led that team to the finals or led a team to the finals. All right. And my last point is this. All right. Draymond gets so much credit. I get it. He's a great defender, just like Draymond. It's just like Dikembe Mutombo. Are we gonna say Dikembe Mutombo ain't a better defender? Who a better defender, Draymond or Dikembe? It's Dikembe. But Dikembe don't get the love that Draymond gets because he didn't win. He didn't win. The reason why Draymond gets the love he gets because they won championships. And they won championships because Steph Curry is that guy. Without Steph Curry, Draymond not winning, Clay not winning, nobody's winning over there. Steph Curry's the heart and soul of that team and everything. So Steph Curry definitely would have went past there. And forget that run. Steph Curry is just a better player, period. Let's just talk about that. He's a better player, better shooter, better ball. Well, I'm not gonna say better ball handler because compared, probably is better ball handler on the same level, but definitely a better shooter. He's way more efficient than Allen Iverson. He's a better passer than Allen Iverson, probably, right? Better rebounding than Allen Iverson, better everything. Only thing Iverson got over him is that he is a dog. I ain't gonna he'll go smack at you. So that's all I got.
You need to quit it, Skip. You need to quit it right now. But I'm gonna read that Raptors roster off to you. So they had Mark Jackson, Chris Childs, Muggsy Bogues, Alvin Williams, Morris Peterson, Dale Curry. He beat the boy father, man. Corliss Williams, Tracy Murray. I can't pronounce that. I don't speak Spanish. Tyrone Corbin, Vince Carter, Jerome Williams, Charles Oakley, Keon Clark, Kevin Willis, Michael Stewart, probably some other bench players. Antonio Davis. All right.
Antonio Davis, yeah.
So that was Iverson versus Dale Curry, Vince Carter.
Oh my God. Okay.
And
how much did Dale Curry average that series?
Look, man, I don't got time for all that.
What you doing? You fooling the public. You're naming people that we know about, and you make it seem like they're great people.
They are. So hold on. This is why this debate is funny to me. You know why? Because if we were having a LeBron Jordan debate, you know what? They're okay players. I'll give you that. Because if this was the LeBron Jordan debate, when I bring up the talent, everybody be like, "What you mean? You can't do that."
But the
so
debate
it's the same thing.
Debate is, can Steph Curry beat this team?
Yeah,
that's the debate. That's the debate.
That
debate is, can he lead them to the final? Can he beat the same teams?
But your point was he didn't really go up against that much talent.
That's what I'm saying. Steph could have got past that. That's all I was saying.
I don't think they would have had that record the way it is.
Because what do you mean?
What I'm trying to understand is when y'all say this about Steph over Iverson, like what are y'all? Is it the shooting that's getting y'all there? Because
so look, it's everything.
Is it the threes?
Everything.
Is it the defense? Like
everything.
He don't really play that much defense.
So Iverson told y'all he don't play defense. It's everything. Steph Curry
also told you he didn't go to practice, but
Steph, like everything is better than Iverson. Steph will kill an instant. That's it.
Okay, so early in the argument, you said that playoff run wasn't really expected. It damn sure was. That was one of the expected playoff runs because for one, once he got past the Pacers,
I didn't say that, but go ahead.
Okay, what was your words? I don't want.
Yeah, I was saying that we talk about that run more so because he beat LA the first game, not more so because he came. Nobody never. We all like whenever they show highlights of that run, there's always that game one when he dropped 40-some points and beat LA. Nobody even know LA won unless you lived through those days. These kids these days probably don't know that LA won.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: that playoff series was the reason I watched basketball today. I'm gonna tell you straight like that. I watched every single one of those games in that series. I don't remember vividly, but I do remember that Toronto Raptors series where it came down to that last game, and it was like that last 2 minutes, and him and Vince Carter was going back and forth. Nobody else touched the ball. Them two went back and forth, and it was up to Iverson to go win that. Then the reason why the Lakers overshadows that whole playoff run in some people's eyes is because one, it was Shaq and Kobe. Two, the whole world said the 76ers, one, should not be here. That's the first reason. They should not be here, and they won't win a game. That's exactly what everyone said. Those were their words. They will not win a game. And that's why Iverson went off like that. And Tyronn Lue, another reason why is because he stepped over Tyronn Lue, who thought he was doing something. I didn't like Tyronn Lue because of that. So let everyone know. Let me bring it back here. I'm an Iverson fan, so I don't care what you got to say. I don't care what stats you bring up. I don't care what highlights you talk about. I don't care about no 50-foot three-point shots that you showed me from Steph Curry. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. And he beat the boy daddy. I'm sorry. He showed Dale Curry what it is to be. Okay? So the same things y'all say about Jordan, it should be the same things you say about Iverson as far as this man being an idol for Steph Curry. Because 9 times out of 10, half of his game was molded off of that guy. Nobody was crossing people up the way it was. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was going in the land of like 7-footers and still trying to get layups off. He was doing layups. It wasn't like he was going in with 7-footers and trying to dunk. He was still doing finesse stuff. So a little bit of like half the players that you kids love and know today, the Steph Currys, the Kyrie Irvings, a little bit of Dwayne Wade, because Dwayne Wade said he got a little patent move from him too. They all molded most of their game from this guy. That finishing at the rim ability, amazing. Chef's kiss. Now, what I'm trying to tell you all is I believe that Steph probably would have made a good playoff run. However, I don't think he's making the finals with that team, bro. I'm sorry. You can tell me he probably would have lost to the Raptors.
Because of Vince Carter?
No, the team around him. The Dales, the Marks, the Oakleys, Chris Childs. Like, come on, bro. There was defensive players there.
Bro, Sixers had a #1 defense in the NBA. You know, right? They had a #1 defense with the defensive player of the year. Y'all felt it real like, see, y'all painted like Iverson literally threw everybody on his back and carried them to the finals.
He did.
Bro, they had a #1 defense. That means a lot in the playoffs.
So if that's the case, they should have been blowing teams out then, Joe.
I'm not. Look, I'm not.
That's not the way the game was back then. That's different.
Yeah, but look,
it was
I'm
like that.
No.
If it was
so
like that now,
I
then
can stop you every time you touch the ball.
I'm not trying to discredit Iverson. I'm just trying to tell you Steph could have done it too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you put great defensive players around Steph Curry, when he don't have to worry about playing defense and all he can focus on is scoring the basketball, and you telling me he can't lead that team to an NBA championship against Reggie Miller, Vince Carter, and Ray Allen?
That's been most of his career, though.
You said what?
Most of his career has been around good defensive players.
Who, Steph Curry?
Yes.
Yeah. Jamal Green was a good defensive player.
And Klay Thompson before the ACL.
No, and he's been
and
winning.
Harrison Barnes.
I understand that, and he's been winning. But my thing is, he never had a role when all he had to focus on was score the
I know what you about to say,
basketball.
Dave.
That's all I'm saying.
I know what you about to say.
Cool.
No, Dave. So he gonna like, so how could he not have done it with the 76ers? Because they didn't have another person that was gonna give him another 30 points.
He wouldn't need it. If Iverson didn't need it, what makes you think he needs it?
I'm sorry, the mentality.
That's
all right, let's go there. The mentality alone, I don't think Steph Curry would have handled it. I'm sorry. I don't care about physicality. The mentality,
to get to the finals. Not when he's trying to win it. We're talking about getting past Vince Carter, Ray Allen, and Reggie Miller. Steph Curry,
bro.
All players he's better than. He doesn't have the mentality to beat them.
I don't see it, bro. I'm sorry.
So, Tom, for real though, like you already told us that nothing we say. So, it's like we talking to the raw.
I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you think. I don't see it, bro. I'm sorry.
All right.
And another reason why I'm adding to that, because he couldn't win that one game in the finals.
Okay, did he win?
So imagine that for 3 series.
Okay, look, against Boston last year, did he have to be mentally tough to win that series?
Yeah, he did. But he had a chip on his shoulder though.
Obviously did too. What are you talking about? I was at a chip on his whole carear.
But he said like Clay. Y'all acting like that's
Clay was terrible in the finals. Don't give me Clay last year.
And Draymond wasn't there.
Draymond was terrible in the finals. I'm sorry, yeah, he was terrible.
Who else was on the team?
He was terrible. He
scored all the points.
Year.
Y'all telling me he scored all the points?
Who? No. Did you tell me I was scoring the points? Aaron McKee.
Yeah, basically.
Let's put the numbers. You know, Aaron McKee averaged 15 let's go to Steph Curry now. All right. Aaron McKee averaged 15. Let me go. Austin.
No. Stats. Boom.
We put on stats live on the show. Come on, Tom.
Where you going with it?
Draymond played terrible that series, bro. He had some good moments, good games, but he was overall, especially in Boston, he was bad.
Aaron McKee averaged 14.6. Points in the playoffs. The next
going the whole playoffs.
I mean, the next highest score was 13.9, and that was Dikembe Mutombo. After that, Eric Snow 9.3, Tyrone Hill 7.2.
Okay, hold on, quick. Okay, see, like now, if I show you the Warriors, it's gonna say 4 people in double figures. You say, see, yeah, help. But I want you to look at how much the Warriors' opponents average and how much their Phillies opponents average.
So we breaking this down. No, we're breaking it down. You said we're doing by play, like we did last night. You know, we behind the scenes we had another debate off there, so we could do it just like we did last night. We're gonna do average per playoff, the whole playoffs on the team. Then you can go with your argument.
Look at this. Look at this, Tomo. The Raptors, when him and Iverson's going out, they were dropping 50 back and forth, right? Throughout the whole 7 games, only 3 times a team went over 100 points. So having 2 double-digit scores is huge back then. When I look at the Warriors against Boston Celtics, every single game was over 100 points. Each team except for like 3 games. Every 3 games, it was one team and go. So you're gonna have more people averaging more points because the pace is much faster right now and everything. So my point is having 2 double-digit scores. The Kime Mutombo averaging, you say he averaged 14? That's legit for the Kime, a defensive player of the year. So that's all I'm saying. So I look at the Warriors when they play the Celtics. You said Aaron McKee averaged
14.6.
He averaged.
We can say
He
15.
averaged 15, right?
Yeah, we can
All
round
right.
up. We can go 15.
So Andrew Wiggins averaged. I'm gonna go to the playoffs. Andrew Wiggins averaged 18. Then you had Klay Thomas averaged 17, but Klay shot 35% from the field. He was jacking like crazy. And then you had Jordan Poole averaged 13. The next person averaged, what's this? Next person averaged 6. I'm sorry, 7 and 6. We saw what that Celtics team did to KD and Kyrie. We saw what that Celtics team did against Giannis. We saw what that Celtics team did against Miami. They were so physical throughout the whole playoffs. They was comparing that Boston team to the Pistons, bro. That's how physical they were. People were saying this is the most physical team we've seen since the Detroit Pistons. And Steph Curry had his best NBA Finals against that very team. And he had an iconic game when he went in Boston and lit them up and won a series. Come on, bro. You telling me that Steph Curry can't go to the finals? And that Eastern Conference back then.
Sorry, man. You just named like 4 people in double digits, bro. You're 4 compared to my 2.
Oh my
But
God.
it's because of the errors, though, Tomo. I don't think that's what you're getting. It's because of the errors, and this era is more fast.
So we see it. So essentially,
hold on, listen. This era is much more fast paced, so it requires that because everyone's scoring and defenses are not necessarily the same. Yes, we have some good defensive teams this year, or throughout these times, like he said, Boston, Miami, Golden State has been one of those good defensive teams. But just because of his mentality alone that he wasn't able to do it, and he did that in the finals this year, that argument.
It doesn't though, because Steph Curry just this year
finally
became the player that y'all want him to be.
Okay,
it
how about
took
this,
him like 8 years.
How about
this, came in the league with this mentality. All right, bro.
I'm gonna get y'all right here. Because y'all get to the finals. The question is, can he get to the finals? The question is, can he get to the finals? Name a time he shrunk before the finals.
Steph?
Yes. Name a time he shrunk before the finals.
Bruh, why was they down 3-1 to OKC?
Did they come back and win?
You said name a time. I gave you a
situation. I said shrunk. A shrunk means you shrink and you lose out like LeBron. No shade to LeBron. Like 2011 LeBron or Steph Curry 2016.
That's the finals. You said before the finals.
No, I'm giving you an example of shrinking. Like you play bad for the whole series and y'all lose. Name a time when Steph Curry shrunk on the way to the final. Can you talking about some of the finals right here? We talking about him getting to the finals. That's all we talking about.
So that's casual debate. You can do that with him.
Great performances in the playoffs.
You can do that with him. If you talking about once they got to the big game, he definitely flat out disappeared a few times.
No, I'm talking about the games before the finals. The first round, second round, third round. When
the Rockets,
it
was a few games in that Rocket series where he went MIA.
I'm not talking about a series. We're talking about Steph Curry leading a team to the finals.
Bro, if you have the help that he has, right, you can have those 2 games where you mentally disappear because because Klay will pick up and drop 30 easy. If you having an off night, Klay will get you that 30 that you need. Aaron McKee was not going to get Iverson that 30 that he need, and even if Steph was on that team, Aaron McKee was not going to pick up for it. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
When has Steph Curry?
I just gave you 3 moments, and you said, and then you want to move the goalpost a little bit more. I gave you the 3 moments, and I gave you the reason why he has the ability to do it.
What 3 moments?
It can be overshadowed.
When
they went up against the Rockets that year, and they almost lost until Chris Paul got hurt.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Did Steph Curry shrink though? And then I would say play any team in that Eastern Conference as good as that James Harden team. You want to talk about Steph Curry's talent? Name a team that Steph Curry played against that was worse than any team that I'm sorry, that was weird. Worse. Sorry. Every team that Steph Curry played in the playoffs was better than every single team that allows to play in that run. Every single team he ever played in the playoffs was better than every single team that Allen Iverson played in that run. So you can't fault that man for having some help. He had played against better talent. That's why I never talk about LeBron's help because he played against more talent. I get it. He's going to need more help. I never talk about that. So Steph Curry got to go against James Harden. Name of James Harden that Allen Iverson had to go through.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
I'm on the stone cold.
So yeah, so
Reggie Miller?
All right, I'm not gonna give you my bad. Vince Carter was the James Harden of that era.
He wasn't either.
He was dunking like, oh man, I almost cussed.
You said who? Reggie Miller was dunking?
I said Vince Carter.
Yeah. Vince,
that was equal of talent back then, Dave. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That Houston team was better than that Toronto team, bro.
That Houston team was better than. I need some old heads to show up, bro.
Yeah,
they got the VH1 test. They got the VH1.
I buy it. So all I'm saying is, y'all always say he like Kevo keeps saying I seen Steph Curry freeze up. You talking about the finals, which is only one time for real.
That playoff series, he definitely froze up. You're not remembering it because it was overshadowed. I just told you that Rockets series. They literally, like, the Rockets almost won that last game, and then for some dumb reason, they just kept shooting threes. They were up by like what? I think they was up by like 12 or 15 points. Yeah, and then they just started shooting threes for no apparent reason. Had no reason to do that. They like gave them the game.
Was that 2019? That was 2019. All right, look. What time was it? 7:53? Okay, we on that time. All right, so look. Steph Curry. I can't go on game by game stats. Dang. But you give me. I man had to dig deep into the archive. That
no, like, you asked the question and I gave you the
answer. Yeah. But but we're talking about Allen Iverson one playoff run. All right, one playoff run. Right. Steph Curry had a playoff run when he got hurt. Didn't make it to the finals, but they probably would have beat San Antonio, they were the underdogs if he never got hurt. But he didn't shrink. This first NBA finals run, right? When they beat LeBron the first time, he ain't shrink not one time throughout that series. And he carried them throughout that whole playoff. And then the year that 2016, when he got hurt and came back, he also carried them again. Clay had one game in OKC when he dropped like 37. I think he had 40. One game in OKC, which is crucial, but Steph also had 30. Game 7, how you not be mentally tough? Game 7. And you dropped 37 points to close the game out when y'all were down by double digits in the second half. So, like, Steph Curry shows up all the time. He had that one playoff finals in 2016 that he didn't show off, and people try to blame the Raptors series. I mean, that team was terrible against a really good Raptors team. So, all I'm saying is Steph Curry does not shrink up to the playoffs. Y'all forgot about Portland. When he came into Portland, they were losing. This is my last thing I'm going to say. Tell me to say mentally tough, Tomo. They go against Portland, right? And this is why that 2016 team is fraud. It's not really that good with Steph Curry. Steph Curry gets hurt. He don't play game 1. He don't play game 1. They lose. I think they won. And then they don't play game 2. They lose, right? It's game 3 in Portland.
No, J-Mo, he did.
You don't start. They said, Steph Curry, you're not starting. You're on a minute restriction, 20-some minutes. Sean Livingston is going to start. Sean Livingston start. They down by like 14 easily. Sean Livingston get his first ejection in his career. So it forced Steph Curry to play the full game. This dude ain't make not 1-3 the whole first half. And guess what he did, David? Went crazy in the fourth quarter. He made not 1-3 the fourth quarter. And then he broke the all-time overtime scoring record that game and won him the game. And that eventually won him the series. That Steph Curry carried that 2016 team. That 2016 was not that great as everybody keeps putting them to be. They were not. So, yeah, you have a 25 series time I was talking about.
Bro, man, y'all can say all that. Y'all saying all that. My man asked me one question. I gave him 2 games Now y'all want to bring up his
I
average
didn't
for the
say
whole
games
series.
though. You want me?
You said,
How about this?
name a time
I said
when
a
he shrunk.
series, Tomo. I said a series.
But it could.
All right.
All right. So look at this. Listen to me 1 second.
Go ahead.
We're a unit on this team, on this show, right? If I'm
Mhm.
having an off day, you two can pick up where I slack off, right? If one of y'all is having an off, that's what makes the team a team. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Joe. So if for me and Dave just got here, so for like almost a year, for 2 years, you was holding this down by yourself. You was just doing your thing. Now you can have an off night, but because me and Dave are here, it will overshadow that off night. No one will really notice it unless they're like really focusing in on you. That's all I'm saying. So he had them 2 moments. Steph and them picked it up. That's what I mean by help. I understand.
How about this? I got you right here, Tomo.
I'm not.
I got you right here. Game 7. I'm not get you. Allen Iverson against Toronto. Game 7. Iverson didn't even lead the team in scoring that game. Aaron McKee did. And game 7.
I knew you were gonna do that.
No. You want to point a game. You pointed a game. I gave you a game 7.
I'm telling you right
in the second round against the Raptors. Aaron McKee was the leading scorer that game, not Allen Iverson. They won.
I'm looking right
so
at the
somebody on the team did step up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all making it seem like Allen Iverson threw everybody his back and he dropped 50 every game. Like that.
I'm about to tell you what happened because I knew somebody was gonna say that, and I seen J-Mo said it too. That's why I said no, he didn't, bro. Because he had 22. He had 22 all the way up into that third quarter. Iverson took over in the fourth.
But he had help. That's
never took over in that moment.
Okay, that OKC game you talking about. The OKC was, remember, OKC, Klay Thompson stepped up, right? When he hit like 11 threes that game. That game 6, that crucial game 6. Steph Curry took over the fourth quarter. And he hit the game 7 bucket to go to game 7. So
at the end of the day,
probably like you can't
at the end of the day, it's a push. You can't say Steph is better than Iverson. They the same.
See, Tom, you're thinking I'm discrediting Iverson. You're discrediting Steph Curry.
No.
That's what you're. Look, I never said Iverson is bad. I said Steph Curry could have did that too.
I said he's better than Iverson.
But no. And you also told me you think Steph Curry couldn't make it to the finals with that team. That's what you said.
Because he's not better than Iverson to me.
See, you don't. All right, we're not going nowhere. All right. This is very entertaining, y'all. Very entertaining. But Steph was better, bro. I'm sorry. Steph was better.
You see what I'm saying? So that's discrediting Iverson.
It's not. I mean, I got facts to prove that he's better, though.
By you saying he's better, you're telling the other man that he's not.
I have facts to prove that Steph Curry is better. All y'all have is what ifs.
I know what ifs
have done it. Tell me something that happened that proves that Iverson is better than Steph. Huh?
We told you why he's better. You came over here with your numbers.
But why is he better though?
Because he literally led a team by himself.
So Steph Curry never had an opportunity. So because he never had an opportunity, Jordan never led a team by himself.
Klay wasn't there the whole time.
You said what?
Klay wasn't there the whole time. He had an opportunity.
Klay came in year 2, I think. Steph Curry in year 2 or 3. And don't forget, Monte Ellis was there when he got there. His career went a little different than Iverson. Iverson was the number 1 overall pick. Steph Curry wasn't. Steph Curry came to a team where a guy was already there. Huh?
Hey, stop that nonsense, man. It's because you like the Pistons.
No, he did. I can hear him now. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I heard his voice.
All right, y'all. I'm over here burning up. I'm over here. I got the heater on for no reason. Yeah. It's always me and Tomo. They just always sitting there.
Yeah. I was trying to stop. Y'all want to have debates in the chat. Nah, man. Hey, how much time we got? Talk about that 49ers defense.
Hey, look, that was gonna be my next question. That's why I said what's the time? 8 o'clock now. But no, we definitely gonna do this again. Bring up stuff on the chat. But look, hey, y'all, this is why you want to be a part of the chat. This is the chat in real life right here. But we do voice memos, all right? Voice recording.
I agree with you, Ken. It's a push at the end of the day because you can never say it will never happen. But at the end of the day,
I think it's only pushing y'all because y'all not trying to concede. That's it.
Exactly,
bro. It's not about conceding.
Being so biased.
I'm trying to figure out what attributes does Steph Curry have outside of shooting the long range 3 that makes him better than Iverson.
But that's because you're only bringing that up. You're not talking about his entire game, man. That's why
I said outside of that. What attributes? I'm asking.
He can do everything better than Iverson, except for Iverson is more of a dog. Literally, what can Iverson do better than Steph Curry?
Everything.
No, he can't. He don't. Steph is a better defender than Iverson.
Stop it. Stop. We gotta go.
He
We
is.
gotta go. We gotta go.
Why don't you
They
believe
both
that?
hold on. They both led the league in steals once.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
They
probably gonna
both
bring
did
it up.
what?
They both led the league in steals one time.
And it's not a push. Okay.
That's
But
that's a push.
but that don't make you the best
What
defender.
else? What else?
Iverson said himself, I'm not a
So
great
don't
defender.
bring up Jordan Steals then.
I
What you
brought you on
talking
set
about
because we
him?
doing Italian. That's why we did
I'm talking
Italian.
about as
Yeah.
far as defense, that's what most people say. He was locking people up because he was getting steals.
He also has a defensive player of the year to go with that. To go
Man,
with
he was
that. Only
favored. He was
only
the
three-
league's favorite,
only three-
bro. That's like Troy
only-
Vincent and
hold
the
up.
Eagles. I don't
only
wanna
three
hear
gu-
that, man.
only three guards in history have done that. Like, come on, man.
That's because he was favored. Everybody knows that. Everybody
Man.
knows that. We don't bring up politics on the show, but he was favored, bro.
If he was favored, then he would have won it more than one time.
Nobody else could have just.
That's true, right there, too.
When
You said nobody what?
when the league, what's his name? When the commissioner calls you and say, "Look, bro, go ahead, take a year off. We got you."
Okay, not see.
Like
Oh,
that's what I'm
that's
saying. Y'all want to
arbitrary.
add the whole I want to talk about context, but you don't want to bring in the context.
Oh my god, we talking about impact. Do you want to talk about impact? Steph Curry impacted the game more than Iverson.
Stop it.
He
Stop
really
it.
did.
Stop it.
Look, Iverson impacted the game, but what is everybody doing right now?
What Steph started.
What everybody doing right now? Shooting 20 to 30-foot threes, bro. Everybody's doing that.
I can't do that. I got
All the 3-point, bro. James Harden is third, I think, on an all-time 3-point list because of Steph Curry. Like you got people breaking, like teams are breaking. Every team had recently broke their team 3-point record. Every single team has, because everybody's shooting threes. It's not a knock on Iverson. Steph Curry probably impacted the game more than Jordan too. Look at it. Like look at the league right now, bro. Like everybody's shooting threes. Even got LeBron shooting bombs. Like come on, bro. Steph Curry impacted LeBron James too. Look at all the little kids. All they want to do is be like Steph Curry.
Yeah. Now, if we talking about off the court, Iverson probably has that, but on the court, I think that.
There you
I
go.
think Steph-
Iverson had the influence off the court, like the style and everything.
Impact, bro.
He does.
Overall impact. I'm sorry, you guys, man.
What
you know
impact?
what?
What impact did Iverson have on the game?
Bro, the league, they gotta wear suits now because of him, bro. Everybody
That's
in the
true.
game.
Once again, off the court. Off the court. Once
Everybody
again.
literally started. Everybody wanted to learn a crossover move.
Uh-huh.
A nice crossover.
Isaiah,
at that,
okay.
Everybody started growing their hair because of Iverson.
Okay.
Everybody started went. Come on.
Okay, that's all off the court. So who's wearing hair right now?
Bro, that's a bigger impact. If you could take
who's wearing their hair right now,
you could take your appearance on the court and affect the whole generation, bro. What are you talking about? You just talking about because kids shoot threes. Nobody wear Under Armour shoes, bro. Nobody's going to wear Under Armour shoes.
We're talking about style. We disagree with you that he impacts style. We talking about basketball.
He affected the entire generation, bro.
We just talking about on the court.
You said bigger impact. Nobody said on the court until you
I
started
said he
naming stuff.
impacted the game, like the NBA, like how the game is played. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how the game is played. Steph Curry impacted that more than Iverson.
Y'all got it, bro.
He has. Like he has impact. We're not getting into the comments, y'all. But yeah, it's not all about. We say it's not all about stats, Joe. The all-time greats all vouch for AI. Steph is great, but AI just. And as an all-time greats, who's better, Steph or AI? I promise you, most of them say Steph. Most say Steph. Steph is considered the second best point guard in NBA history.
Carl, you act like Steph out here, the glove or something.
No one said.
No, I said Carl. I'm answering Carl.
What Carl say?
Y'all act like Iverson was some defensive style, but like Steph was. What are you saying? I tried to end the debate on a calm level and said it's a push because at the end of the day, we would never see it, but yet y'all in here still just blasphemous, just straight up blasphemous. I don't get it. Oh my God.
He got more. He got three scoring titles. Kev. No, he got two.
Kev not helping.
He got 2 scoring titles, not being a man. If he had the same position as Iverson, oh my gosh, he probably would have had like 4 or 5 scoring titles. If y'all know his first MVP season, he barely played the fourth quarter. He barely played the fourth quarter. If you look at who averaged the most points per 48 minutes, it's probably Steph killing Iverson.
Because he shoot 3. Oh my God, 3 plus 2 is more points, bro.
Huh? I'm talking about. I'm just answering your comments. Answer the comments right here. All right. Steph the poster child. No, See, he don't like Steph because of what he did to your boy Luca last year. Put y'all boys out. Talking about that's why he's sick right now. I know there's another Kevin say about Steph Curry.
Who is this?
He don't even have Steph Curry in his top 5, like period, like in this era. He don't have Steph Curry in his top 5. He tripping.
Go check that out.
AI impacted the zone defense. He did, and carry calls. He did.
Shout
Even
out to
though
you,
refs are laid back on that now again.
Don't even call
You
Trav.
thought about that.
That's facts.
Okay, now back to Carl. What Blaze talking
I don't know. They must have had a side
All right.
debate.
Hey, y'all lead the league in steals 3 times. All right. That's good.
Okay, that's good.
Nobody said Curry or defensive star break, Kev, but y'all keep bringing up Iverson defense. Like, yeah, you brought it up, Tombo. You brought up his defense.
You said, what could he do better? I said, play defense better.
But what makes you say that, though?
I've seen it.
Bro, Iverson said himself he don't play defense. He said that.
I don't care what he said. I'm telling you what I seen.
What do you see? Who did he lock
I
up?
can tell you I don't like chicken, but if you catch me at Popeyes, what you gonna say?
Who he lock up? Who he lock up? Name one person he strapped.
Look, man, keep reading.
I can name somebody that
because you seen Steph play last night. I remember all the Iverson stuff, bro. I was 10.
I could tell you somebody that Steph Curry strapped in the series. At least one.
Joe. It was like 10. It was like 5 years ago. I'm telling you stuff from when I was 10. Look where my arguments go.
Real point. All right, let's get. Hold on. I'm trying to get to these comments before we get off. Okay, snap. All right, I seen Curry come out small. All right, Dino.
They gotta come on here.
Hold on. The question is, can Allen Iverson lead them to the finals? Name a time, Blaze, in the comments that Steph Curry came out small in a series before the NBA Finals.
I got a question for you. After you go through the comments, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
So if you put Iverson on this Warriors team, do they have as many championships?
Nope. No. Because he's not an unselfish player like Steph. Steph is a perfect fit for any team. If Steph becomes a free agent today, he will make every single team better. Every single team. No matter where you put him at. He's a KD, point guard KD. KD can go anywhere, perfect fit. Steph is the same way. But probably even a better fit because he's a point guard. So
I don't know.
When Iverson went to Denver, what happened? Imagine Steph Curry played there.
See, Iverson getting that Russell Westbrook treatment, and I don't like it. I don't like it, bro.
He want the ball in his hands. He's a
that's not true though, bro. That's not true though, because he literally said in every interview, and I'll bring up the interview and I'll drop it in the chat after the show, where he told Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith said it. He was like, "Look, bro, the same thing you just said, Joe, was that he's a ball hog and all of this. This is all the labels he got." Now I see why. Now I see why. Hold on. Now I see what. No. Now I see why Blaze love Russ. I see it because I see the parallels. No, the negative condensation that he gets from the media because of the player. But anyway, story goes 24 seconds on the shot clock. He said, "Look, Steve, I'm the point guard at most times on the team. I bring the ball up. I pass the ball to someone. They pass it to somebody else, and then they pass it back to me. What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah,
down to like 8. I'm gonna shoot. So in your eyes, it's gonna look like I'm a ball hog.
So why he couldn't play with Melo then?
He could.
No, they weren't good together, bro.
No, he could play with Melo. It was when I think when Billups got there, they wanted him to sit on the bench. And he's like, I'm not a bench player.
No, it's not true. They sent him to Detroit for Billups, and Billups made him better.
So no, it was another point guard that got there though. Somebody got there. They wanted Iverson to come off the bench.
No, they wanted Iverson to go to the bench in Detroit, and then he retired.
All right.
So Iverson got traded for Billups, and Billups made that team better. You can't say the same about Steph. You can't trade stuff away and make them better. Man. I'm not trying to kill Iverson. You asked me a question, and I'm answering that.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. I gotta go back and make sure my facts is right about that. I remember them saying that too in Denver. That's why he got upset because J.R. Smith and all of them was on that team. That was the young J.R. Smith.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at one more thing and I'm done. All right, so look. So I want some. This is this season. Hold on. All right, here career. All right. I want to put some context on this. So Iverson, right? His defensive rating is 105, and Steph says 107, right? So you would think that oh my God, he's better. But Kawhi Leonard's is 102. So you telling me that
When does
the
Kawhi
gap
Leonard play
between
basketball?
no, the reason why I brought it up because the era they play in is way more offense now. You know what I mean? So the defensive ratings are going to be much higher today than it was back then. Cause I was trying to figure out where, like, how can I look up who was a better defender? Because people were saying Allen Iverson is the better defender. Allen Iverson never like locked up somebody. Like he's too small. First of all, he's 6 foot.
So who did Steph? Never mind. We just went back and forth.
Westbrook.
Look, you see how you pulled me back into the conversation. I told you could say something about last night if he played last night. It
But
don't
you
matter.
know what's
Joe.
funny? Blaze never asked my question though.
You
Blaze
know
never
what?
asked my question though.
I'm gonna tell y'all this for everybody that's listening. This is the last debate that you will see me and Joe get heated about. I promise you, Dave. It's your turn. It's your turn. This is the third one. I'm counting. I want to have my moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find something that gets you heated.
But Blaze won't ask my question though.
You gotta go to the chat for that.
Yeah, he never asked my question. See, people duck they duck questions. They know it. Name a time Steph Curry melted. You keep saying you found before the finals. Cause we're talking about him getting to the finals. That's it. Getting to the finals. That's all we saying. So yeah. All right, y'all, let's wrap this up. Yeah, there you go. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Man, I'm getting hot in here, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it with somebody that y'all know. All right, so you can go back and watch it. All right. Blaze, the whole conversation is can Steph lead them to the finals? Because AI didn't beat the Lakers. Lead them to the finals. And you said no. So name a time that he melted before that. All right, so look. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. Appreciate y'all for y'all use the comment section. Nobody came on. They stay in the chat, Twitter fingers, get trigger fingers, you know. Tombo. Well, you want Dave to do it? I know
Yeah, Dave the comments one. I don't
yeah,
know why we talking.
they haven't said nothing. Go ahead, Dave.
They usually end the show.
I know.
Hey, look, y'all look like y'all was having a nice debate. So I was like, well, this is not my battle. Let me just go ahead and watch this. But
all they were doing was this.
I mean,
hey, it was good points made on both sides. So I was like, okay, I see where you went there, but hey. So now y'all see what the chat can spark up.
We gonna finish this in the chat.
Now you see the chat. It is not done. We just done on the show for today. But trust me, by the time I go grab something to eat and come back, I might have like 40 missed messages. Who knows? But I mean, what can I really say? What can I really say?
Yeah,
the refuse to lose chat is the chat to be in, man. Like Tay said earlier, and I'm gonna bring this up every single time. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to charge people to come into the chat because it's so much that goes in there that we don't get a chance to talk about on the show. Other than today, that we finally brought up. We brought up two things that came on the show: is Jalen Hurts elite? And we all agreed that that's a no. And two, has he done something that has never been done before? That's also not true. And three, I said two, but three. So three is AI better than Steph? We're not done with this debate yet, so we'll see what we'll see what the consensus is on that one. But in order to get in on this chat, you have to come on the show. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter if we come.
I gotta eat.
David.
Blaze.
Tell him what Kevin said. His own Eagle partner said.
Your own Eagle fan said that he is not elite.
He cleaned it up.
He said he's not elite.
Okay, he cleaned it up. Okay. He probably like, my bad, fellas, my bad. Go ahead.
But and that's it. Yeah, we're not saying he's not great. It's just But in order to get on the chat, you got to come on the show. Most of the people that are in the comments have come on the show. That's why they're able to talk about what happens in the chat because they've come on the show. So if you want to get in on that chat, come on the show. You can follow either one of us on our Instagram pages. Let us know that you want to come on the show so you can get in on the chat. I got you. I'm cool, Blaze. I'm cool. But all the other chats you can get in no matter what. We give you all the news that's going on, as far as trades, signings, people getting cut, buyouts, free agency news, coaching news, ownership news, the World Baseball Classic. We got all that stuff that's coming up soon. So we got NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, college basketball, and boxing. So we're able to give you updates on all of those, and you get it before ESPN and Bleacher Report. So if you want to get on those, just let us know which one you're beating, and we can add you to it.
Let's get it, man. It's crazy. I was thinking like, dang, you about to chop these videos up. It's about to be an episode. It was like a 45-minute segment. Gosh. All right, y'all. So look, last words. Beam team. We got the blue team today. Kev, you gonna have to see me today. We got the Mavericks at 10 o'clock. I don't want no Luka excuses. You the one to say y'all don't need Luka. I don't want to hear no excuses when we put that L on y'all. All right. So we will win today. We might lose tomorrow, though. I'll tell you that. We might split with them, but we will win today, though. All right. And I can see my man Fox getting at least 35. I'm putting a parlay in. I already got it ready. Look, Fox get 35. Sabonis gets 6 assists, 10 rebounds minimum. Keegan Murray hitting 3 threes. That's a parlay. Kings win by 4. So that's what I got. Like oh yeah. Also, we're gonna do these more often, y'all. Episodes about the chat. All right. So I'm gonna purposely next time David have a heated debate in the chat, we're gonna purposely do that one. All right. Because we need David to be in on this stuff right here. All right. So we're gonna do these more often. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna let you go, but
I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I'm distraught.
Look at your boy.
Oh my goodness.
He's officially Eagles fan now. They said it. He officially Eagles fan now.
Tie Eagles tie.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Look, Javon stole that one. I thought that was from Javon.
Yeah, he did put that in there, but he's officially Eagles fan now. But
hold on quick. My guy, right now you're down 60-47.
Yeah.
All right, so continue.
Well, Ty, you might want to be quiet right now. All I gotta say is, Pat Riley, I got no good words for you. None. You're supposed to be the Godfather, but now we're in the buyout market. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. We gave up Dwayne Dedman. I get it. He made an idiotic decision, but you gave him up for nothing. That's just ridiculous. San Francisco, look, I feel your pain for all the players, but y'all got to stop talking, man. It's the off season now. We lost. Take the L and deal with it. We play them next year. Have that same energy next year when we play them. That's all I ask of you. If you keep saying all this now, have that same energy next year when we play them. Now, University of Miami, college football season is done, but our schedule just came out. We have a good chance of being in the bowl game this year. It sounds crazy to say that, but we haven't gotten to one in a couple of years. So we had a top 10 recruiting class this year. We got a chance to do it. I believe we will. I don't believe in our quarterback, but I believe in the team. So we got a chance. And baseball season's coming up. So Boston Red Sox, let's go.
They ask questions. You got to give them an answer. That's all I'm going to say, man. But look, man, that debate, boy, that was a good one. Man.
I was watching you.
That was a good one. They made me stand up, y'all. That is insane. That is insane. They're going to make that a gift. Man, I'm giving y'all too much. I'm giving y'all too much content in the chat, man. Oh, man. But my last words is just going to be, hey, Dave, man, let your team talk, man. They got a reason to. at the end of the day, they still salty. They ain't had their quarterback, man. Like, I mean,
I get it.
granted, I do. I mean, if it's the same person, every interview, then I would be like, all right, bro, that's enough. But it's like different people coming out. The last one was funny though, because he was like, if I see AJ Brown again, I'm like, what you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do?
But he might not be with us next year.
That's what I'm saying.
He's unrestricted. So
what are you gonna do? Sign with Dallas? Because that's the only way you're gonna see AJ Brown twice. You can really get back then. Sign with the Commanders or something.
I think we should re-sign him. But hey, that's me.
Come on, man. Come on.
Look. Nah, y'all got the best safeties in the league. Shout out to Mark. Y'all don't need no more safeties.
Yeah, according to Mark, you don't need none.
Yeah, man. But look, my last words are just gonna be again, man. Make sure y'all join these chats, man, because as you can see, this was on air. So imagine what the voice memos sound like when people actually got time to calm themselves down. My man came on here yesterday and said, "Man, Tom was so quiet, bro. I never see him talk." Well, here you go. I got full-fledged me today, because good gosh, bro. I'm trying to have a Dave episode. I promise. I'm gonna find something. We gonna talk about Dave. Hey, I'm waiting for y'all to have a moment.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm bringing up that defense. I'm gonna bring up that defense. Matter of fact, Blaze, come on, man. Come on here. It seems like you can get under the skin. Off-season Dave is a different person. If y'all go through the episodes, you see the calm. Look, he got the smirk on and everything right now.
No, I think Mark probably get to him probably more than anybody.
Yeah, Mark. I will agree with that. It's definitely Mark. Mark would definitely be. He did it last year in the playoffs.
He did last year.
The Cowboys.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Yep, he did it yesterday too.
Mark already got too many He got too many battles lined up already, man.
Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you line me up against Mark, I'm cool with that. That's my guy. But he always the one that takes me off. I'm not even gonna lie. Blaze too, but definitely Mark. So because he said last year that y'all was gonna beat about 2 touchdowns, and we clearly proved that wasn't gonna happen. So
he said that? Oh, it's not. See, he did. Go ahead.
See, but look,
I'm talking about the playoffs last year against Dallas. I remember it was recorded. It was on the show.
Oh yeah, on the show. Yeah.
I wasn't here for that. I would have told him stop. I would have told him stop. Last year I was Worm. I was Worm with an actual wide receiver. It's crazy. I'm backwards. I was Worm when we actually had the offense, But Super Bowl after this weekend, bro, we're gonna have a lot of basketball to talk about. We're gonna have almost a lot of free time because the All-Star game is also coming up. So I'm really doing a casting call for everyone out there who's invited to the doghouse, because we're gonna get Dave in one of these debates. You're gonna give us some content gold. That's my goal for the month of February.
My guy, you in the doghouse. You'll get it. You'll get it. Trust me.
Everybody don't like Mark, bro. This is crazy.
No, we love Mark.
Oh no, public enemy number one. That's
Mark be doing too much sometimes. Mark be saying some wild stuff, man. Like you be like, Mark, like, come on, you can't be serious. But hey, that's Mark.
And one more thing before we really close it out, because Dave, you gotta close it out for real. Hey, ain't nobody worry about y'all about to lose on Sunday. The Nuggets era. I wanted to say I was wrong. The Nuggets era failed because Iverson and Melo were the same player, and the Nuggets felt like the organization wasn't going to get anywhere with 2 of the same players, so they traded them to Detroit. And yes, you all were right. That's where they told him he needed to come off the bench. That's why the Nuggets went to the next level when Billups got here, because he was willing to pass the ball more. I'll give you that.
So hold on. So Tomo, is your pick official? Because I remember you saying that you had to wait until Friday to.
Oh, it's official now. He just made me mad. It's official now.
Okay.
You're right. Good point, David. Good point, though.
Yeah, I remember because you said that you were undecided, so I had to ask. But now you got the official score too.
Let's go, Chiefs. Chiefs gonna win this by. I'm going Chiefs 27-24.
So I never gave a score, and I'm ready to get my score too.
Oh, and Mahomes will be the MVP because wild card is gonna be Kelsey. Wild card.
My score will be 34-27, but it's not gonna be down to the wire. I think the Chiefs gonna have the lead, and the Eagles gonna get like a last minute score to make the margin a little better.
So my score's still the same, 31-28, but I didn't pick MVP. I picked the Eagles. I'm still gonna stick with that, and I think Jalen Hurts should be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, Mahomes MVP.
I don't see how that's disrespectful. That's actually a good thing. He's serving the community. I don't get where you all were going with that Dak thing right there. Are you saying because he threw the same amount of interceptions, like one more than Josh Allen? Is that what you're trying to say? Because at the end of the day, you don't even know who your quarterback is.
Look, he came back. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today.
And that's not a shot at you, Carl.
And look, we won't see y'all until after the Super Bowl. So Monday's gonna be a great episode, and we'll see y'all then. Y'all have a great one.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.